Hello and welcome to The Big Story. We'll be talking about the hottest topics of the day right in the heart of the newsroom. I'm Kimberly Jia. So the man who allegedly looted Malaysia's sovereign wealth fund 1MDB for billions of dollars appears to have escaped American justice. Fugitive financier Jho Low has reached a wide-ranging settlement with the United States Department of Justice. Under the deal, US authorities agree that all disputes linked to the 1MDB scandal will stand resolved, while Low will give up claims to assets valued at over $1 billion. The settlement stresses that there is no admission of guilt on behalf of Low and those linked to him. Joining us live from KL right now is ST's regional correspondent Leslie Lopez. Hello.
Hi Kimberly.
Hi. So we know that Jho Low is sort of wanted in Singapore and in Malaysia as well, right? So with this, is he a free man or is this just for the US?
Well, for a person who is wanted in Malaysia and Singapore, and he also has quite a number of the Interpol red notices on him, he is relatively in the US. This settlement today doesn't actually release him off the hook. While they've settled the civil forfeiture cases, Low still faces a criminal charge in the Eastern District New York Court. We understand that there are negotiations going on now for something towards a settlement on this front. That would, of course, make him completely free in the US. At this point in time, we understand that he's somewhere in the United Emirates, and he's also secured asylum in a third country, unknown third country, but somewhere in Europe. So, for being the most wanted financial fugitive, he's kind of free still.
I see. So why exactly did the DOJ sort of decide to settle with Jho Low?
Well, in cases like this, are extremely complex, and what happens typically with the DOJ is that rather than go into lengthy litigation where the outcomes are really unknown, they sometimes choose to go into these kind of settlements, extract huge amounts of money, and often with the first people charged walking away without any admission of guilt. And I think this is one of those cases, actually, this complex case where they've decided to do that.
So what does this settlement sort of mean exactly for the 1MDB trial of former PM Najib?
That really is an interesting point, because the Malaysian government has leaned heavily on the filings of the asset foreclosures or seizures when framing the charges against Mr. Najib and other principal players in the 1MDB scandal. So, this kind of resolution actually is clearly going to pose many challenges for the prosecution's case in the ongoing trial. So far today, the defense has yet to bring this Mr. Jho's settlement up, but I expect them to do so, in the coming days.
Right. So when since this news has broken, what has the reaction in Malaysia been like?
That's another interesting thing. The reaction actually has been pretty muted, very muted. We haven't had any major statement from any senior government official or politician, let alone the Attorney General or even the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Agency. So at this point, I think people are still digesting what this settlement that has caught the business communities here and in Singapore by surprise. And the politicians, I'm sure they will say something in the coming days.
I see. So we'll wait. It remains to be seen for now, yeah? Thanks for coming to share more with us. For more on this story as it develops, do stay tuned to our website. That's straitstimes.com.